Good morning, I'm Craig Negrelli. It's Monday, April 14th, 2025, and these are your Unbiased Updates. More tariff talk to begin the new work week. This time, President Trump says he is taking a look at semiconductors and the whole electronic supply chain. We have the president's remarks and what his Commerce Secretary said about where a lot of those products are made. And arrested. Police in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania now have a suspected firebug in custody. The man now charged with hopping a fence, breaking into the governor's residence, and setting fire to the home while the governor and his family slept.
From the Straight Arrow News Studio, bringing the stories that matter to you from across the United States and around the world, these are today's Unbiased Updates.
This morning, questions surround when President Trump's next round of tariffs will go into effect. After he posted on his Truth Social platform, his administration is looking into slapping tariffs on semiconductors and the whole electronic supply chain, raising concerns over how that would impact the prices of such items as smartphones and tablets.
Well, that's going to be announced very soon, and we'll be discussing it. But we'll also talk to companies. You have to show a certain flexibility. Nobody should be so rigid. You have to have a certain flexibility. And we're doing really well, and financially our country is going to be stronger than it's ever been.
So there's flexibility for some products?
For some products, yeah, maybe.
Can you say what kinds?
No, I'll be announcing it in the not too distant future, but it's going to be separately announced.
President Trump's announcement comes after his administration issued a tariff exemption for key electronics, including iPhones and laptops, on Friday. But on Sunday, he said in his Truth Social post, tech-specific tariffs are still coming, and no one is getting off the hook for unfair trade balances with the U.S., especially China. The president reiterated, quote, "We need to make products in the United States." His Commerce Secretary, Howard Lutnick, also told ABC News on Sunday that Friday's decision to exempt certain electronic devices is temporary.
So all those products are going to come under semiconductors, and they're going to have a special focused type of tariff to make sure that those products get reshored. We need to have semiconductors, we need to have chips, and we need to have flat panels. We need to have these things made in America. We can't be reliant on Southeast Asia for all of the things that operate for us.
President Trump and Lutnick also both said this past weekend tariffs on pharmaceuticals are in the works, with the goal of manufacturing more prescription drugs within the United States. The United States deported another 10 alleged gang members to El Salvador on Sunday. They were all flown to El Salvador's notorious terrorism confinement center. As of now, the Trump administration has sent roughly 260 deportees to the prison, more than 100 under the Alien Enemies Act, an 18th century wartime law the administration has used to target alleged members of Venezuela's violent Tren de Aragua gang. The Supreme Court has ordered the United States government to facilitate the return of one man, Kilmar Abrego Garcia, to America after the Trump administration admitted he was mistakenly deported. His family denies government claims that he has ties to the gang MS-13 in El Salvador. On Saturday, the State Department said Abrego Garcia is, quote, alive and secure, but still not on American soil. The State Department also has not yet said what steps it has taken to bring Abrego Garcia home. This all comes as El Salvador President Nayib Bukele is in Washington to meet with President Trump at the White House later today. In Pennsylvania, investigators arrested a man after police say he set fire to the governor's mansion in Harrisburg as Governor Josh Shapiro and his family slept early Sunday morning. 38-year-old Cody Balmer is now charged with attempted murder, terrorism, and aggravated arson. They say Balmer jumped a fence and managed to evade state troopers after he broke into the mansion, set the fire, then took off. Police booked him after he turned himself in on Sunday afternoon.
First, this type of violence is not okay. This kind of violence is becoming far too common in our society. And I don't give a damn if it's coming from one particular side or the other. directed at one particular party or another, or one particular person or another. It is not okay. And it has to stop. We have to be better than this. And we have a responsibility to all be better.
Shapiro, who is Jewish, had just celebrated the Jewish holiday of Passover at the residence with another family on Saturday night. This morning, investigators have not released a motive for the fire. Shapiro is considered a possible presidential contender for the Democratic Party in 2028. Neither he nor his family were hurt in the incident, but they did have to evacuate. The Federal Aviation Administration announced late last night the company involved in the deadly helicopter crash into the Hudson River is shutting down operations immediately. New York Helicopter Tours. Its chopper plunged into the river on Thursday, killing an executive from the company Siemens, his wife, and 3 young children. They were in New York visiting from Spain. The helicopter pilot, a Navy veteran, was also killed. Bystanders in both Manhattan and New Jersey watched in horror as the chopper's rotor went flying off and spun through the air as the helicopter then plunged out of the sky and crashed upside down into the water. The FAA said it is working with the National Transportation Safety Board on the investigation into what went wrong. The FAA is also launching an immediate review of the operator's license and safety record. Earlier Sunday, U.S. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer called for a shutdown of the company, calling New York Helicopter Tours a danger to the public. The company's CEO, Michael Roth, says he is cooperating with the investigation, and it was the FAA's decision, not his, to shut down operations. A reminder, the deadline to file your 2024 taxes is tomorrow. If you do not file by then or request an extension in time, you could face a penalty. However, taxpayers in several states are getting a reprieve. Automatic deadline extensions are in place due to natural disasters such as hurricanes in 2024 and 2025. They include Florida, Georgia, Alabama, North Carolina, and South Carolina. Certain parts of other states, such as Juneau, Alaska, Chavez County, New Mexico, and several counties in Tennessee and Virginia are also getting more time. The automatic extension gives people until May 1st to file. People in fire-ravaged Los Angeles County, California, will have until October 15th to file their income tax return, while people in all of Kentucky and some counties in West Virginia have seen their deadline extended to November 3rd because of severe storms in February. Finally, I hope you saw the Masters finish on Sunday. What drama. Rory McIlroy had a 4-shot lead on the back 9, but a double bogey on 13, followed by a bogey on hole number 14, and suddenly it seemed like the tournament was slipping away. But McIlroy rallied late and made a few great shots down the stretch. He had a 5-foot putt to win the Masters on the 18th hole, but missed it. He and Justin Rose then went to a playoff where McIlroy made an incredible second shot in sudden death on 18 to come within 4 feet of the hole. This time he made the putt and won the Masters. Rory McIlroy becomes just the 6th player in golf to win all 4 major titles, joining the likes of Jack Nicklaus and Tiger Woods. What a finish that was. I sat down to watch golf for what I thought was going to be about an hour on Sunday. Instead, 4 hours later, I was still watching. Glad I did. Those are your Unbiased Updates for Monday. We'll see you back here tomorrow. For all of us here at Straight Arrow News, I'm Craig DeGrelli. Have a great day.